Here on a Thursday afternoon trade deadline day. Time to make some money. At least some of these baseball players are going to make some money today. The trade deadline, 6 p.m. tonight. It's a Major League Baseball show right here presented by RightWager.com. I'm your boy, Donnie RightSide here. Got you covered here. Well, it depends on how long we'll stay on. Only 3 games on the card today. We'll break those games down. 1 o'clock game starting with Tampa Bay and New York. 7 o'clock game starting with Atlanta and Cincinnati. And then the nightcap, Texas and Seattle. But big news on the docket today. It is trade deadline day in Major League Baseball, and we got some monster trade deals going down right now. I've been wanting to buy into the San Diego Padres. I really have been wanting to do that. It's now the time that we might do that. Pick up a massive move. Mason Miller, one of the best closers in the game, now heads over to San Diego for an absolutely outrageously talented bullpen. They sit at 27-1 to win the World Series right now. That's pretty impressive. Chat box already out here popping. It's my guy Aaron's out here. Love to see it. Are we buying the Padres yet? Because also seeing some of this news where they're trying to get Stephen Kwan from the Cleveland Guardians. Also trying to inquire about other players like Jarren Duran from the Boston Red Sox. Boy, I would love that. You got to be kidding me, man. If they get Stephen Kwan at the top of that lineup with Luis Ariz, holy moly. That's the way you got to do business right now, right? Whew. That's a team you got to watch out for. Shane Bieber goes over to the Toronto Blue Jays from the Cleveland Guardians this morning. We updated that on the early line today. Philadelphia Phillies picking up Johan Duran. It's tough because you want to say like Johan in that, but I've been watching so many YouTube clips on exactly how to say his name. Johan Duran. That was the gist I got from it. What's good, Darren? How's it going out there? Chat box popping today. A lot of people should be filtering through. Lunchtime with your boy DRS. Short card today. That first game does not start. What's the exact start time here? It's 1:05 p.m. So you got some time, about an hour to digest. 7:10 tonight. Buyer beware, and we'll go with these games. The Atlanta Braves. Who knows who's going to be in that starting lineup? That team is absolutely wrecked. They might trade a reliever today. They might trade Marcell. They have to trade Marcell Ozuna. I don't know why they would keep him around. And then tonight, Kumar Rocker's on the mound going up against George Kirby. Is Eugenio Suarez going to be in that lineup? And how good that lineup is going to look. But we do have a couple major pieces and components that already got traded so far before that deadline at 6 o'clock. Eugenio Suarez in the middle of the night last night goes to Seattle, as we talked about. If he's going to be in that lineup, boy, it looks good now. It does. Like looking at the preliminary lineup tonight for the Seattle Mariners, if Eugenio Suarez is in town and ready to play. J.P. Crawford, Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, Eugenio Suarez, Josh Naylor, Randy Arozarena, Jorge Polanco, Dominic Canzone, and Cole Young. Formidable, man. It's been a long time because we love what Cal Raleigh's done this year. Don't get me wrong. Josh Naylor comes over as a nice bat here from the Arizona Diamondbacks. But now you have that extra pop in the middle of the lineup, man. A 40 bomb guy and a high 30 bomb guy. Boom, boom. It's a shame they don't play in like Yankee Stadium or a smaller stadium because of how much those guys could actually get loose out here. Wild times, though, man. It really is. Like, I love it. Like, this deadline, really exciting. Cubs among the team, just reading the underdog tweets here from John Heyman. Cubs among the teams trying to trade for Mackenzie Gore, trying to get him out of Washington as, I don't know, maybe they're looking for a reset. I don't know what they're looking to do. Who knows? But other news, again, you got Durant. The Mets filed up their bullpen, man. Picked up a couple real strong arms there. That looks decent. John Heyman just tweeting out, if the Padres can't get Stephen Kwan to look at Laureano and Luis Robert Jr. to fill the outfield needs, that team could look strong, man. That bullpen, who needs starting pitching at this point right now? Nobody? I think anybody needs it, I guess. San Diego Padres, they're just like, we'll just go bullpen, baby. We'll have it. You know, losing some starting pitchers, looking to try to, did they, all right, so it looks like Heyman's tweet 23 minutes ago, as I wanted to know. Dylan Cease. Looks like he possibly could be staying there with the Padres, and why not, man? Go toe-to-toe. Go toe-to-toe with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Be able to eat off that here. But 6 o'clock, we'll know a lot more that's going on now. Also, we do have an NFL game tonight. We'll have some NFL shows, but I did give some thoughts a little bit earlier today on the early line. Certain way that I'm trying to play that Detroit Lions game. So if you want to get that bet here, obviously, watch previous on any one of my tweets at RightSideVP if you're following me here on Twitter. I don't know why that's not up right now. Hold on, let me bring this up because I'm still trying to fool around here with this restream. Bum, 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 bum. For some reason, it doesn't want my name to come up now. Isn't that interesting? It's got the dial at the bottom of the screen, but usually it says like the name or bottom third. Let me scroll through here. It's always fun to see what some of these things are. But I was messing around with this thing all last night, and it did have my name up, but apparently now we don't have the name up. Let's take a look at another one here. Lower third tier. How about that one? Does that work? Hey, there's your boy. Here's your boy on the bottom of the screen right here. See that? Learning every single day. Ain't it great? Ain't it fantastic out here? All right, let's get to some action here. Early games in Major League Baseball, Tampa Bay and the New York Yankees. Ryan Pepio is going to go on the mound today for the Rays, going up against Marcus Stroman, who I don't like Marcus Stroman all that much. If we have 5 rated pitchers on the card today, well, Donnie, how's there only 5 rated? There's 6 total. There's 3 games, so it should be 6 pitchers. Carlos Carrasco doesn't have any Major League Baseball action, so we can't really thoroughly guide him, even though he did have a couple good minor league starts. But if we're looking here, Pepio, number 2 on the card out of 5, which again isn't a big sample size. 3.63 ERA over the past 45 days, a 379 xFIP number. Really good K per 9 innings, man. He's over 10.28. That's getting the job done. Marcus Stroman, half the strikeout rate that we have there, 5.84. His xFIP number, 4.64, and his ERA is a 4.01. What's up, Mr. Rivera's out there in the chat box? Yeah, me and Bios, we talked yesterday. We have a pretty good friendship, man. We really do. We don't do a lot of stuff on camera anymore, but we certainly like to hang out and chop it up at times. All right, Tampa Bay's lineup today going up against Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman's last 30 days in Major League Baseball, ISO 162. That's average. It's okay. 354 weighted on base percentage against. That's a little heavy. The one thing that we do know, though, on the season itself, 93 total batters he's faced from the left side, 262 ISO, 400 weighted on base percentage. That's high. Lefties in the last 30 days on Marcus Stroman, 235 ISO and a 407 weighted on base percentage. That's elevated. That's elevated. But the lefties in the lineup leave a lot to be desired here for the Tampa Bay Rays. Chandler Simpson, he's been brutal the last 30 days against right-handed pitching. Brandon Lau, brutal his last 19 at-bats against right-handed pitching over the past 30 days. Jonathan Aranda, decent weighted on base percentage, 362, but a high K rate of 33%. Now, also, Marcus Stroman's not a big K guy, particularly to left-handed batters, 14% on the season. So I'm not all that worried about that. Josh Lowe, 288 weighted on base percentage, not great. Taylor Walls, does have some pretty good numbers, a 320 weighted on base percentage, which is average, but a 182 ISO power number. That's an interesting one there. If we look at barrel rates going up against Marcus Stroman, hard hit contact. By the way, look at this. His last 57 lefties he's faced, a 73% hard contact rate, a barrel rate of 14.3%. Like, lefties are where you would want to attack. But there's not a lot of great lefties here. Hey, Donnie, you got to choose one of those lefties. Where are you going? Probably Jonathan Aranda and Taylor Walls. What has Walls done in his past couple games, though? That's 1 for 4 last game with a double, 1 for 4 the game previous against the Yankees with a double, and then 2 for 4 the night before. He's actually had 2, 4, 5, 6 hits in his last 4 games. Not bad. 2 RBI as well. So if we had to split it up for me in that first game, which again I don't love, Jonathan Aranda and Taylor Walls, both of those guys batting from the left side, that's the angle you want to attack against Marcus Stroman. It's clearly what you want to do. But if we go over to the Yankee side of things today, facing Ryan Pepio on the mound, who Pepio again, 3.63 ERA, 3.79 xFIP number, high K rate, as you like to say. He also struggled a little bit over the past 30 days with left-handed batters. Huge sample size, no. Only 54 batters faced, a 222 ISO, and a 336 weighted on base percentage. You got some pretty good left-handed batters in the lineup today for the New York Yankees. Cody Bellinger, great stats. Last 70 at-bats here, a 353 ISO power number and a 448 weighted on base percentage. Giancarlo Stanton, he's a righty, so we'll leave him out. Jazz Chisholm, very good numbers, 250 ISO, 380 weighted on base percentage. Jason Dominguez, switch hitter, hold back from the left-hand side against Pepio. 230 ISO, 374 weighted on base percentage. And Ryan McMahon has been very good. 254 ISO and a 360 weighted on base percentage over the past 30 days. But if we just focus on what he's been doing with the Yankees this weekend, what do we have here? Let's see if they've see there with the Phillies. He's got what? 1, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6 base knocks in his last 5 games. He's got a double. He's got an RBI. He's got a couple walks in there. But it's a factor of what we want to do with Pepio. Let me just take a look at Pepio's last couple games on the card. PEP. What do you got, Peps? Because I'm not in love with this game, but again, we have 87-degree temperatures, some rain in the forecast in this 1 o'clock start, but it should be hot and humid conditions in New York, which is what you like to see. Game log, 6 innings, 0 earned runs his last start. Gave up 2 runs, but it was unearned. Before that, got beat up against Baltimore. 6 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. Before that, 6 innings pitched, 4 runs and 3 earned. So outside of that last start, he's really got roughed up a bit. So if we're going left-handed batters, let's see what Pepe, hard contact rate to lefties last 30 days, 58%. Barrel percentage is high. If you had to choose 2 lefties, ooh, that's a tough one. That's tough because you got Bellinger that looks really good, Jazz Chisholm who looks really good, Dominguez who looks good, and also Ryan McMahon. Bellinger definitely will be on there. He's red hot right now. So you probably would have to go Jazz Chisholm right behind him. So that's probably the 2 left-handed batters I would like. Ryan McMahon looks fantastic as well. So there's some numbers that you can use here for the New York Yankees today, I think. Might make some sense on that. That's the 1 o'clock game, 105. Then you have the trade deadline coming up at 6 o'clock. Buyer beware. Because the Atlanta Braves, we don't know who's going to be there. Might be a lot of handshakes and tears at 6 o'clock on the Atlanta Braves. Marcell Ozuna might be heading out of town. Who knows who else? But if we do look at the preliminary lineup, which does include Marcell Ozuna, they've done very well. We're talking about the Braves. The Braves were horrible yesterday, by the way. Absolutely pathetic. Talking about, hey, get 4.5. They didn't even get a run yesterday in extra innings. Not even a run. I mean, absolutely brutal. And it keeps taking my name away right here. I don't know why it's doing that. Leave it up. Leave the name up here. But I guess when I go down to chat and hit show, it pops that off, which I don't know why. So it changes that way. So I guess I can't do that. Maybe I should just put the overlay up. What does that say on the side? Does that clog up the screen a little bit? Yeah, it does. We get more chat box comments out there as we start to do the show every day. We'll just have that rolling scroll on the side. But I can certainly see who's chiming in, having fun, and saying hello. But in the meantime, just going to pop your boy's name up in there again. There we go. We'll just leave it up there. No big deal. I don't care how it actually says it. But we're broadcasting right now on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on X. And again, most of the people do watch through X at that point right now. But let's take a look tonight. And if we are looking at the Braves, I know you're not supposed to do this, and I know they stink right now, and I know they didn't score a run yesterday on the road in 90-degree temperatures in Kansas City. They're coming over to face Andrew Abbott. Andrew Abbott's been pretty good this year. His last 45 days, 2.43 ERA, a little bit higher xFIP number because he's not a huge strikeout guy. Sometimes he does walk guys a little bit too much, particularly left-handed batters, but he's not going to face a lot of lefties today. Looks like Olsen will be in that lineup as well as Michael Harris. The rest will be right-handed batters. On the season for Andrew Abbott against right-handed batters, you figure that he would struggle more against righties than lefties. Not really the case. A 130 ISO power number and 268 weighted on base percentage. Last 60 days, 78 batters he's faced. That's a 139 ISO and a 291 weighted on base percentage. We go down and take a look at the hard hit contact rate. Lefties at 30%, righties at 42%. It should be that way. You should have, as a left-handed pitcher, a higher hard hit rate that way. Barrel percentages, doesn't give up many barrels. He just doesn't on the season, hasn't over the past 30 days. So for me, I look at that lineup and like, boy, if I was just out there spending money, I would take the Braves again on a team total, but nobody's doing that. Why would you do that? Team's dead in the water. It's a game where they might get smoked out today. Carlos Carrasco's on the mound on the opposite side. He hasn't pitched in Major League Baseball this year. But Cookie's got some pretty decent numbers in AAA, but AAA, as we know, is not Major League Baseball. I get it. You know it. We all know it. It's just not. Gavin Lux, Matt McClain, Ellie De La Cruz, Austin Hayes, Jake Fraley, Spencer Steer, Tyler Stevenson, Will Benson, Noel V. Marte. Not a great looking lineup here either way. Not really a big K lineup either. So I don't know what we're getting out of Carrasco and how long he's going to go or if any bullpen guys are taking away. You just want to say to yourself, I want to bet the Reds, but the Reds lineup doesn't look all that great, particularly with ISOs and weighted on base percentages over the past 30 days against right-handed pitching. It's something I don't know if I want to take. Better game tonight might be Texas and Seattle. And also, you're looking at some of these numbers really running today. That Yankees-Tampa Bay line opened up around that minus 118 overnight. Still rather the same. Let's just say it's a pick 'em on both sides. If we look at Atlanta, Carrasco and Abbott, that opened up around a minus 150 overnight. Minus 155s earlier this morning. I do think Cincinnati wins this game, but it's minus 190 now at FanDuel. Minus 188 at DraftKings. Minus 185 at BetMGM. Minus 190 also at 365. Minus 175 out in Vegas at the Westgate. You're paying a heavy, heavy price. Heavy price if you want the Cincinnati Reds today. It's not a great looking lineup either. Game number 3 tonight, 9:40 p.m. 9:05, 9:06 on the rotation. That's Texas and Seattle, Rocker and Kirby. 7.5 is that number. Look at these lineups, though. Favored heavily for Seattle, by the way, too. Minus 150s overnight for Kirby, who is the better pitcher over Rocker. He's up to 176, 180. George Kirby's last 45 days in Major League Baseball, 40 and a third innings pitched. ERA 3.57, manageable. xFIP number, very good, 3.39. Ks per nine, around 8.48, that's okay. Kumar Rocker, over the past 45 days, 36 and a third innings pitched, 3.72 ERA, 4.05 xFIP numbers. Not a huge disparity, particularly in the ERA between Kumar Rocker and George Kirby. K rate for him, roughly the same as well, 7.93, call it 8 per 9 innings. But look at the lineups that we anticipate tonight here. Seattle Mariners, J.P. Crawford, Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, Eugenio Suarez, Josh Naylor, Randy Arozarena, Jorge Polanco, Dominic Canzone, and Cole Young. Really good. That's really good. That's a really good looking lineup now. I'm not going to lie. And Kumar Rocker on the season has struggled with lefties. Last 30 days hasn't struggled with lefties. Last 30 days has struggled a lot with righties, and which includes a ISO of 417 for his last 40 batters. Weighted on base percentage 374. So looking at big right-handed bats in that lineup. Eugenio Suarez, if he's there, we don't know if he's there yet. Randy Arozarena, yes, he's in there as well. So maybe look at a little bit more towards the right-handed bats than the lefties. But let's do a little bit of intel. Barrel rate last 30 days, high on lefties and righties. Hard hit rate, high on lefties and righties, the same as it's been this season. So let's go to Kumar Rocker's number, because let's just see if we have a way that we can sort of attack this game. I'm going to get to the Texas Rangers in just a moment here. But I want to go to the splits tool on Fangraphs just to take a look on the season, what he's been doing, just a better, microscope on this. Left-handed batters, 381 weighted on base percentage. That ain't going to cut it. That's terrible. Righties, much more manageable. Under average here, which is good at 306. Home, 238 weighted on base percentage. Away on the season, 457. How about that? That's a huge number. And that's through 26 and a third innings pitched. That's not like 3 innings that he's pitched. At home, much better. On the road, take a look at these splits on the road for Rocker, guys. 448 weighted on base percentage to lefties, 468 to righties. Now we're starting to get into something here, right? He has pitched better because March and April, bad altogether. June, a little bit better. July raised it up. 365 overall. Now, he got crushed early in March and April. Let's go to the xFIP numbers, because they're important as well. On the season to lefties, Kumar Rocker, 483 xFIP number. To righties, a 324. Ooh, man. You sure you want to go with that right-handed look with Eugenio Suarez, maybe a Julio Rodriguez, maybe a Randy Arozarena? But if we're looking overall, home is 325 xFIP. Away, it's a 506. Look at that difference. 325 xFIP at home, 506 xFIP on the road. Away to lefties, 579 xFIP number, 427 the righties. So his xFIP number is really high to lefties regardless. Ooh, man, this makes it tough. Maybe it's a team total that we have to look at. Let's see what we have here. So we'll go Seattle. Again, 7.5 total, heavy favorite for Seattle. Team total in this game for the Seattle Mariners, 4.5 at plus 115. So if we go alt team total Seattle, 164. It's not bad. It's expensive. It really is expensive. But I got to tell you, 4 runs today out of the Mariners makes a lot of sense. Like, Rocker might be decent, but come on now. He struggles on the road, man. He really does. Let's go to his game log. Last start against Atlanta, which was home, 4 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Come on now, it stinks. Before that, at home against Detroit, 6 1/3 no runs. Very good. Then he was on the road against the Angels, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 6 earned. At the Padres, 5 1/3, 2 earned. So yeah, some of these road starts, which he got battered. He was at Tampa Bay and at Sacramento, which really, they're 2 crazy ballparks. That was 3 1/3 innings pitched and 1 2/3 innings pitched, and gave up 10 earned runs combined. By the way, he has pitched in Seattle this year. Way back in April, 3 1/3, 4 runs, 3 earned. 17 batters faced. So I think tonight we're going to have a Seattle Mariners angle for us. But you do want to see where Seattle's going to be with their team at this point today, right? That's what you want to find out. Because if we have, Eugenio Suarez in that lineup at full go, well, there's going to be some energy in the building. I think it does make a lot of sense at that point. So 3 games on the card today, Tampa, New York. A couple lefties that you want to take a look at on either side. Let me just hit that game right back here in just a moment. Bellinger's a lefty like him. Jazz Chisholm is a lefty like him. Switch it over to Tampa Bay. Jonathan Aranda is a lefty. And also Taylor Walls, who's a switch hitter. He's got some pretty good numbers over his last 40 or so at bats against right-handed pitching. Stroman does struggle. So those are, I'd go 4 lefties in that game. Atlanta, Cincinnati, I can't touch that or even comment until we see the final lineup for the Atlanta Braves. Went contrarian yesterday on the early line. Hey, man, let me take that 4.5 on Atlanta. It stunk. They went to extra innings and they couldn't even score, which is ridiculous. Texas and Seattle today. Okay. All right. We can deal with that tonight. And by the way, I did want to get to Texas quickly. Their lineup looks fantastic against tonight, but Kirby's good, man. Kirby's last 99 batters, he's faced a 106 ISO, a 276 weighted on base percentage. K rate 27%. Hard hit rate is pretty high. Barrel rate to righties is high. That's if they can touch the baseball. Well, that's 7.5. I understand. Look, Kumar Rocker's a decent pitcher. I think he can give up 4 runs. George Kirby's a very good pitcher. I think he can give up a couple runs. Let's take a look quickly here on George Kirby's last couple starts. See what George has cooking here. Game log. Last start, 9 Ks, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned. Before that, 6 innings pitched, 4 runs, only 3 Ks. 5 innings pitched, 4 earned before that. He's had a string of some really good games. But by the way, so did he skip? Or that was just the All-Star break? Because he had a run where it was 6 innings pitched, 1 earned on the 25th of June. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned on the 30th of June. 6 1/3 against Pittsburgh on the 6th of the month, no earned. But then he's gotten lumped up. 2 straight starts, 6 innings pitched, 4 earned, 5 innings pitched, 4 earned, and then 6 innings pitched, 2 earned, which wasn't too bad against LA. Am I crazy to think that we can't get 8 runs in this game? I think we can get 8 runs in this game. I do. Let me just check the Twitter landscape right now, see what we got going on here. Any trades hit the market in the last 10 minutes that we've been checking on a few things? Looks like a couple of people doing specials today, too. The Major League Baseball trade deadline edition on MLB Network. 6 hours as we wait to see what comes in. There's going to be some big deals coming in, too. All right, John Heyman, about 10 minutes ago. Phillies, in addition to the Padres, Reds, and others, are a potential fit for Ramon Laureano, who's having a big year. Ramon Laureano with the Phillies. Who was with the Phillies? Hold on. Ramon Laureano. Why do I feel like he was? Who was with the Phillies last year? Similar name. Oakland, Cleveland, and Atlanta. And he currently plays for the Baltimore. So it wasn't him. I can't remember the name. He come from, I think, like the Athletics. Name slipping off the top of my head at this point. But yeah, Kumar. I think Kumar can give up runs tonight. And as easily as can do that is George Kirby. But I do think they win the game. I don't know if I'm laying 172. Heavy favorites in those last 2 games, though, right? Cincinnati at home and Seattle at home. Texas has a lot to play for. Texas has a pretty good roster. But we get Eugenio in town, boy. Ain't no stopping us now. Ain't no stopping that. So, nice little powwow today. Usually it goes longer because we have 15 or so games. We get that tomorrow. But also understand this. Big day tomorrow. RightWager.com, premium season opens. Getting ready for football season. Great time to start it because you get after the trade deadline, which it's been a bloodbath for a lot of people this week in Major League Baseball. Nothing is making sense. Teams start to settle in once the trade deadline happens. Lines are going to be crazy on the teams that make the good moves. We understand that. But also get with this. Now that you have a clear project, this team's losing, this team wants to win, you got a pretty clear picture of what's going to happen. Dog days of summer. Tonight we have an NFL football game. Fantastic. So make sure you check out rightwager.com. Tomorrow premium season starts. Those packages will be ready to go, rocking and rolling early tomorrow morning. And away we go. It's a good time to be alive right now, people. Your boy DRS, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Major League Baseball show today, presented by rightwager.com. We do this every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock to at least 12:30, setting you up. We'll do the same thing tomorrow. Post-deadline day,